If it's going downhill from here, you can all leave.
Take your flies.
Genuinely said that. Yeah, absolutely crazy. Jamie's done that to me 3 times today, and I've checked every single time. I don't know why it always works, but I'm always like standing there for a photo. I need notes as well, apparently. I want to thank you all for being here to watch me slowly humiliate myself. I'm going to start off with a disclaimer that I feel this job is infinitely harder than being the father of the bride or the groom, because they get to talk about Sophie, and she's great. She's, as far as I'm concerned, she's just perfect. Amazing patience. She's got a kind heart. She can put up with Nathan. I mean, that's. Whereas I have the impossible job of talking about Nathan. It's really, you're making it difficult. But I thought I was going to start off and I was going to talk about how much Nathan loves and adores you, but I don't really comprehend that sort of emotional feeling properly. Like I couldn't comprehend the amount he loved. Like when he starts talking about it, I sort of start switching off. Like it's totally above my head. He's like, he says this crap like, yeah, I'd die for this woman. I'm like, how do you feel that as a person? It's not acceptable, right? But he loves you to bits. But I'm not going to try and explain that because I'd do it badly, as you can see. Instead, I want to, as someone who's known Nathan significantly longer than you, I want to give you a little Nathan instruction manual.
Hey, yes, please.
So just some things one needs to know about Nathan. So the first and the most important thing, at least from my perspective, is that Nathan is stubborn as a mule. Right? He is immovable, unflappable. He will argue the wrong opinion with you for 9 hours after you've Googled the thing. Like you're right, but he will not shut up. Like he is persistent. And I guess that's probably a good characteristic in some respect. I think it's probably a good characteristic for a marriage. He's persistent, he's driven, he tries hard. It pisses me off to no end. But I think that's really valuable part of him. He's steadfast, even when he's wrong. But he's never compromised with me. But my understanding from my very limited knowledge from what the pastor or a priest, the guy what he said earlier today is that relationships are about compromise, which again is a bit above my head. But I've known Nathan since I was 6, and he's never compromised to me. But he seems to compromise to you and take instruction, which I think shows you're better than me. Well, that was given. So I think that you're doing well in keeping him under control. The second point I have is he's got a horrible sense of humour, just dreadful, right? But I felt really bad because I thought it was going to be a surprise to him, and then he said it in his own speech, and I was like, oh crap. But Nathan, he takes 50 shots and 49 of them are misses to me. But you seem to laugh at him all the time, and that again, that seems perfect. I don't understand what's going on up there, but I think that's brilliant. If he makes you laugh, that's a good thing, right? I think that's a brilliant thing. And I don't know who said it. My father said it, but I don't think he's ever made my mother laugh. But if you make your wife laugh, you'll stay together. So I think
easy, yeah.
It's a good start there. Then the problem with you two staying together is I don't get a second chance to try the speech, right? which is crap. The third is a more serious point. The thing I think is genuinely most valuable about Nathan as a person is he's good in a crisis, or at least what I consider to be. It's very rarely actually a crisis. But when I sort of think I have some crisis, I've gone into hysterics about some utterly minor thing. I'll call him up and he's always there. And one time I called him up, I was probably 17, and I don't know, I'd missed some grade. I got like a B in something. I was devastated, right? And I called him, and I'm on the call with him for about half an hour, and I've just been monologuing, and then there's another noise. I'm like, where are you? I'm in hospital. And he hadn't he mentioned it, he'd had a seizure, he was in hospital, and he spent half an hour listening to me whine about a bee. And he was totally supportive, totally just perfect. I was like, oh my, he's so good in a crisis. And then, yesterday I was driving over and my car broke down because I'm a moron and I wrecked a clutch. And I called Nathan like, I've ruined the wedding, Nathan. I'm going to be late, I can't help set up, it's terrible. And he says, oh no, what you'll do, get train to Gloucester. And eventually I didn't even need to do that, but like immediately, he's just great in a crisis. It's what Nathan is like. He's got a clear head in a crisis. He's just focused. When something matters, I mean, the rest of the time he's useless. But when something matters, Nathan is a valuable person to have around, right? And I think that is, so what you need if you need him to do something is make it a crisis.
Yeah.
Flip your lid,
I will.
and he will be there immediately.
Got it.
Perfect behaviour. The rest of the time, just leave him there. At that point, I have one little thing after this, but at this point, I would first like to toast to the happy couple, because apparently that's the only thing I actually have to do. So, to the happy couple, I hope you